Now, if you look here, okay, these are the chloroplasts in this plant cell. There are four. Now, chloroplasts are only found in plant cells. They contain chlorophyll, which is responsible for the plant's green color. Okay, and they also help the plant absorb energy from the sunlight. Now, inside the chloroplast, there are different. If you look, there are different structures. They have the thylakoid, the stroma, and the granum. Okay, the thylakoids appear in stacks called the grana, which is plural or which is singular for granum. They have, as you can see, they have a double membrane, and yes, the stroma is the area that surrounds it. Okay. Now we'll go to the vacuole. Okay, so the vacuole. The vacuole is a membrane-bound sac. It's used to aid in intracellular digestion, and it also releases cellular waste products. Notice how this one is very large. This is because it has a few jobs. It is in charge of storing nutrients and waste to help increase the size of the cell during growth, and it acts like the lysosomes of animal cells, which we learned about yesterday. The vacuole also fills up with water, and this causes the cell to become turgid, or like a balloon. If you fill a water balloon, it becomes turgid, and this leads to the plant becoming rigid and having that shape. Now, if the vacuole were to be empty of water, the plant would wilt. Okay, so there we have our vacuole. Now we are going to go to the centrosome. If you look where it is circled, okay, the centrosome is where the microtubules are produced, and they play a role in cell division. We'll get to those in a little bit. Now moving on, we have the Golgi apparatus. Now this is a membrane-bound structure with a single membrane. Okay, it plays an important role in packing macromolecules for transport within the cell. Next, we have the mitochondria. Now, mitochondria provide energy for the cell in order for it to move, divide, and contract. These are also known as the power centers of the cell, and they're typically the size of a bacteria. The folds that you see, if you look where I'm pointing, the folds that you see on the inside of the mitochondria, they're called cristae, they're there to increase the inner membrane surface area. So the reason they're coiled like that is to increase, it gives it more surface area. Okay, now moving over to the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. This is a network of membrane-bound vesicles and tubules. A lot of people shorten it to what's called the smooth ER, so you may hear that in class discussions. The ER just stands for endoplasmic reticulum. Now, it appears smooth under the microscope, and as you can see here, this would be the rough ER. This is a smooth ER. It does not have ribosomes attached to it. It acts as storage for steroids and ions that the cell may need later, whereas the rough ER, okay, pointed out here, you can see that there are ribosomes, and they are attached to the outside of the rough ER. They look like sheets of bumpy membranes, and the rough ER transports proteins to regions of the cell where they may be needed, or to the Golgi apparatus. Okay? Now we're going to move on to lysosomes. Lysosomes contain enzymes necessary for intracellular digestion. They're rare in plant cells, and when you find them in plant cells, they'll usually be located in the vacuole of the plant cell. Moving on, we have the nucleus. This is enclosed in a double membrane, so not just a single membrane, a double membrane. It communicates with the surrounding cytosol via pores on its surface. And inside the nucleus is DNA. You might be able to see it, it's very light. it has DNA that provides the cell with its unique characteristics. All right, now in here you will see a nucleolus. It's the dark spot within the nucleus. This produces the ribosomes, which move out of the nucleus and move to the rough ER and attach firmly to the outside of the rough ER. Now, these ribosomes aid in protein synthesis for the cell. All right, now we have the, let's see, if we click this, these are all things that are involved in the cytoskeleton, which helps the cell maintain its shape, but most importantly, it aids in the cell's motility. It's an organized network made up of the microtubules, which you see right here, okay? And then there are microfilaments down here and intermediate filaments. Okay, these help the cell maintain its shape and it allows the cell to move. Okay? Now, next we have the cell membrane, where those yellow arrows are. Now, this is a double layer of phospholipids. There are proteins embedded in it to help ions move into and out of the cell. And the proteins also act as receptors for things such as odor, things like that. Okay? And the last main part of a plant cell is the cell wall, which is located where the yellow arrows are. It's the very outside of the cell. Now, this rigid wall is for protection of the plant cell. It provides and maintains the cell shape. So, as you can see, the cell has like a kind of rectangular shape. Now, that is made possible by the, among other things, because of the cell wall. So the cell wall acts as protection and it helps maintain the cell's shape. And that is it for the main organelles of the plant cell. Okay, and then tomorrow we'll work on comparing plant cells and animal